Caleb from Brownells here, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the best affordable upgrades for your Ruger 1022 or your Ruger 1022 clones such as this Brownells BRN22. The reason I kind of wanted to talk about these products is because every time I start talking to someone about Volquartsen, I can like literally see the dollar signs in their eyes because Volquartsen is known as a more premium brand, but they do make some very affordable components that you can use in your own firearm to upgrade it. So you don't have to go out and just buy a straight up Volquartsen rifle if you don't want to, because they make some really good components, and these are the same components that they put into all of their higher end firearms. So the first one, let's talk about, I'll just start from my left over here, you're right, a recoil buffer. So what this pin does, this is made out of some sort of softer material. I don't think it's a polymer, but it's almost like a rubberized type material. And the Ruger factory one is made out of steel. So where this actually goes is on the back of your receiver, right here, is where that goes. And when your bolt cycles and reaches the full rear portion of its travel, it bangs against that buffer and then moves forward again. So like I said, the Ruger factory one is an all metal buffer. So if you're shooting something that's suppressed like this gun right here, then what you end up with is you can actually hear the bolt slapping that steel pin and then moving back forward. And it does technically increase the wear and tear on your bolt just a little bit, especially if you're shooting hotter stuff. But it's not a necessary upgrade. It's just more of like a what I would call a quality of life for your gun upgrade. And they're super affordable and easy to install. So kind of moving on from there, let's talk about this bolt catch right here. So if you have a older 1022, I think the newer ones, they actually changed this, but if you have an older 1022, you know that in order to lock your bolt back, you got to pull it back and then you hit the notch on the bottom and then the bolt locks back. But to release the bolt, you have to pull it back again and do some like weird motion to try and get it just right so that it releases the bolts. But what this does is it replaces that part. So once your bolt's locked back, you can just slingshot it and it'll go forward. So again, another really affordable, really good quality of life upgrade. And to kind of build on that, I assistant coach for our shooting sports team here locally, and pretty much every kid shoots a Ruger 1022 almost. And a lot of them shoot older 1022s, and you can see them on the firing line, like just trying to mess with that, trying to get their bolts unlocked whenever they could just be slingshotting it. So I've actually taken a few of their guns and changed it out so that they can slingshot them, because it drives me nuts to watch that. Moving on from there, another one is going to be the extended magazine release. Okay, so your factory Ruger magazine release is pretty small. This one's just a little bit bigger. That's it. Especially on your really old 1022s, they machined them pretty much to be flush with the bottom of the gun. I don't have one here to show you, but they were flat against the bottom of the gun. And putting one of those in there makes it way easier to change magazines in a hurry. So another good quality of life upgrade there. And now let's talk about some internals I have in here that you're not going to really be able to see. But honestly, they look very similar to the factory one, so there's no point in showing you anyway. But that is the extractor and the firing pin. So they make upgraded extractors and firing pins that are made out of better materials, and they're better machined than the factory Ruger ones, so that they are just a lot more reliable overall, especially the extractors. Because 22 or rimfire rounds in general tend to be a little finicky with extracting. And that's not whenever you shoot it. Whenever you shoot it, it tends to work just fine. But if you have a live round you're trying to get out of the chamber, just a little bit of dirt or whatever in the chamber, carbon, whatever it may be, can cause that round to stick in the chamber. And the only way to get it out is to either shoot it or pull out your pocket knife and try and dig it out. But these Volquartsen extractors are nice and sharp, so they have a much higher percentage chance of getting that out of there. And 22 ammo is finicky in general, but I've noticed a huge difference after switching to one of those as well. Also, the firing pin. I mentioned the firing pin. Their firing pins are machined better. They're harder. and they're just overall more reliable. Like I said, 22 ammo is finicky. You get way more reliable ignition with the Volquartsen firing pin. So that's what I have in my personal gun as well. And let's talk about the last one. I saved this for the last one because this is kind of a loaded one, if you will. But it is the Volquartsen, their TG2000 trigger group. And this trigger group is, I know it's on this list, but it's not very, I wouldn't call it budget friendly. It is quite expensive, but it's a really good kit. And the reason I want to bring it up is because the main components in this kit, what make that trigger pull feel so good, is the actual hammer, the sear, and the trigger itself. And you can get all of those components from Volquartsen without buying the full trigger kit. Again, there are benefits of buying the full trigger kit, but you don't have to. If you want to upgrade your factory Ruger kit and just change out those components, you can definitely do that. So that's why this one made the list. Not because of the kit itself, but because of what's in it and what you can purchase separately. And with that, that's pretty much all of it there. That's all we're going to talk about in this video anyway. But as I mentioned before, this is my my BRN 22. We built this one in a video not too long ago. So if you want to know the details of this particular build or how to install components, go check out that video. It's wherever you're watching this video now. But as always, feel free to comment down below if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. And if you need any help with anything for any reason ever, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.